Hello.
Hi, Darshan Pandya. Great to have you here. ARIA here, your AI interviewer from Hello Recruiter. Thanks for joining. Looking forward to our chat. I'd love to hear about your background and explore how it lines up with what we're looking for. This is meant to be a conversation, not an interrogation, so be yourself. Please ask whatever comes to mind as we talk. Ready when you are?
Sure, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Just to make sure, you're interested in the product designer position at Hello Recruiter and you're in India. All correct?
Yes, correct.
Did you have a nice Independence Day celebration?
Yeah, definitely. We had a really good march on that day.
Nice. How is your Monday going so far?
Yeah, Monday is pretty much warmed up, and yeah, currently like working on two, three things. So it is a pretty much very warm Monday, in my words.
Got it. Sounds like a busy start to the week. So before we dive in, walk me through your background and what got you interested in this opportunity.
Yeah. So basically, I did started as a graphic designer in the very earlier time of my industry time. In those time I got to feel the need of the detailing. So at that time I used to heavily focus on the creating the detailed artwork and the kind of details that matters the outcome of the product. So from that experience I started inside the product design space, and in that space I started creating the web application UI and the product UI and the website UI and all the different kind of touch points I started to touch. And it started connecting with me on how I really wanted to improve the user experience in terms of many ways. And I felt like when I saw your post that Hello Recruiter is hiring, I got excited because the recruiting space is something I have worked in my past, where I kind of developed a lot of user flows for the HRMS portal and the kind of navigation it needs, the kind of experience a recruiter and HR needs, the kind of portal they need when they kind of like working in their like day to day life. So that is something excited me a lot, that if I get to join the Hello Recruiter, I'll be able to help a lot of recruiters and solve a lot of things for everyone.
Interesting. It's great that you already have some experience in the HR tech space. Could you share an overview of your background and how your recent experience aligns with core product design?
Yes, yes. So when I was in solution analyst, at that time I did work on 7 to 8 projects in a span of I guess 4 months. And in that time I got to develop a really super fast a way to come up with the solution for the client. So solution analyst was the service based company, so I got to work and build a lot of experiences for a lot of different category of clients. And that gets me to the Hello Recruiter, that is in the development phase and is looking to rapidly evolve a product into market ready piece. So yeah, that excites me a lot.
Nice. What specific types of digital products or platforms have you primarily focused on designing?
Yeah, I have built electric vehicle charging station finding a mobile application. I designed that. I also designed uh, camera control application where the people connect their home and office cameras to the application, where they will be able to find the which cameras is happening which movement and all that kind of experience. I built it there. I also worked on a large electric grid management company, which they were specialized in managing and optimizing the electric load on the um, entire factory, or maybe they're in their warehouse. They wanted to manage the like electricity is consuming where, and what is consuming what. So I designed the experience on finding the right dashboard designs for all the requirements they had. They had very multiple factories, and in that factories they had multiple uh, sections where the actual electricity were consuming. So it was those were very exciting projects that I worked on till now, and yeah.
Wow, that's a really diverse range of complex platforms you've worked on, from EV charging to grid management. How do you typically approach mapping out user flows and translating complex product requirements into wireframes or mockups?
Yeah. So I'd say creating the user flow is kind of a bit where a person who is designing goes into the shoes of the user. I first try to feel how the product it feels to me, and how it's gonna feel to the other users, the kind of persona that I have already built. So before any project starts, I get to understand the what kind of users are going to use this product, and based on that I try to live their journey from point A to point B to C, and just like that. So that makes me feel the pain that it at each interaction point the you, each interaction point the user is going to feel that point. So with that I get to build the optimized user flow from A to Z, and from that understanding I got to know that it will require a see. So the user flow is not something simple, it is complex. So it contains a lot of interaction, a lot of screens in it. So after I optimize the user flow, I got to sit and design the wireframes. I design the how much content it's going to be on the screen, how much um, a UI interaction, how many information is going to be displayed on the screen. I got to calculate that, and based on that, I optimize the entire user journey, and try to reduce the friction points, try to reduce the uh, excessive clicks and the unnecessary navigational things. I try to remove that and kind of builds the end to end. And for the user interface, it's mostly based on it starts from the branding. It is very broad, it's very broad topic. I could go on and on, but yeah, you can tell me, ask me if you have any other question.
Makes sense. Keeping the user persona at the center of that journey is so key. What tools or methods do you rely on most during this initial phase?
Yeah, I rely mostly on Figma and the Figma and FigJam. These both tools covers most of my journey. And in the recent times, I have started using the Claude and ChatGPT for most of the finding the valuable research on doing the some work. So it starts with finding the right topics and right user persona, and with that combines with the AI. So with AI, I get to understand how many people are currently experiencing this, right? And based on that, I got to decide how much things I have to cut before anyone experiences it. So after that, it starts from the AI research, and from research to mood board to interface design, styling, and confirming its overall look and feel based on the what brand that is currently I'm working on. And from that, it starts, and then it goes to the Figma. In the Figma, I create the interfaces, and based on the mood board and the kind of user journeys, it lives there and it stays there. Yeah.
Got it. Leveraging AI for that initial research phase is a really interesting way to streamline the process. Can you walk me through a time when you collaborated closely with engineering or cross functional teams to ensure technical feasibility and design consistency?
Yeah, in very recent occasion, I had to help a developer in a very interesting way, where I was creating an experience for the email, and in that understanding, I had a very unique uh, interest a unique interaction proposed to a developer, and which is completely out of the box, and which like no developer have like might have like ever created. So in those conditions, I got to sit with him, and I tried to make him convey that the what the first interaction is, then the what the second interaction is, and for that I created a demo in Claude to make it visualize what I'm trying to achieve here. That how a user can open the emails, how they can select, and how they can find, and what the interaction and reply buttons will, and where it will be look like. So with that, I kind of conveyed my understanding to the developer, which developer quite understood, and he also uh, got to use the resource that which I created inside the Claude, and it was very much helpful for him to actually use what interaction I proposed earlier. So yeah.
Interesting. It sounds like creating that interactive demo really helped bridge the gap. How did you handle any differences or trade offs that came up during that implementation?
Yeah, mostly I always understand what anyone is trying to convey their message in terms of what they wanted to achieve. Mostly that is the real focus point for any product designer, to focus on the what outcome the other person is expecting. And based on the feedback and based on the response they have given us, it's important to understand from the both side what the business needs, what the company needs, and what the user needs. So after combining all their needs, a product designer can come up with a right strategy to build a harmonious product.
I see. Balancing those different needs is definitely a crucial part of the role. How do you approach incorporating user research or usability testing insights into your iterative design process?
Yeah, can you repeat that?
Sure. How do you approach incorporating user research or usability testing insights into your iterative design process?
Yeah, it is a very long topic. I do wanted to continue and talk a lot about my processes and everything. I think we are due past our time, and yeah, if you are fine, if you have had enough of my understanding, you can uh, close the interview. It will be fine.
I completely understand, and I appreciate you sharing so much of your journey with me today, Darshan. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me?
Um, Not as of now, but yeah, yeah, we will talk later.
Our team will review and get back to you within 2 to 3 business days. Thanks again, Darshan Pandya. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, thank you so much.